I will talk about the shoulder and neck massage and how to relieve stress through massage of this area. First of all, when we are doing shoulder and neck relieving massages, we need to know about these 4 acupuncture points. First one we're going to talk about, it is called jianjing, which is the shoulder wheel. The dazhui point is at where our spine is. It is the depression right below the first bulge after you lower your head. It is on the midline of the neck. From there to the tip of our shoulder, right in the middle, it is called jianjing. The function of the shoulder wheel, the jianjing acupuncture point, is it regulates our vital energy and blood, relaxes meridians, and it also dredges collaterals and relieves numbness. Therefore, if we have headaches, a stiff neck, a neck, shoulder, and back pain, and mastitis, we can always massage this pressure point in order to relieve the symptoms. The next, we are going to talk about the dazhui pressure point, which is also called the great vertebrae. When you're lowering the head, as we said before, it is going to be that little depression right below the first bulge. It is around the 7th cervical vertebrae. The function of pressing this pressure point is to relieve shoulder, neck, and lumbar pains. It also helps soothe the blood flow and meridians of our entire body. During the pandemic, if you're slightly under the weather, you can use a lukewarm water between 36 to 38 degrees, and you can put the water on this pressure point. It helps prevent cold. The third pressure point is called the gaohuang, which is called also the vital region. It is located on the inner side of the scapula. You can feel it. It's right in the middle on the side. They have one on each side of scapula. When you massage this point, it is good for relieving chronic stress and fatigue. It is also good for people with chronic disease to have this spot massaged more. So with this point, if it is rolling everything up to the front for the meridian, it is actually ruling all the lungs and the heart. Therefore, if you massage this point, it relieves cough, asthma. Sometimes it helps forgetfulness with older people. Also, it helps with bronchitis and tuberculosis. So these are the 3 acupuncture points that we need to know about when it comes to relieving shoulder and neck pressure. They are the jianjing, the dazhui, and the gaohuang. When we are massaging these acupuncture points, we also need to know about meridians. When we're massaging this point, we can focus on the levator scapula and the rhomboid minor. These are some of the muscles that we will actually work on when we're actually demonstrating on someone. That would be the acupuncture points that we are introducing for our shoulder and neck stress relief massage. Next, we're going to talk about the head massage techniques. There are 15 acupuncture points that we should learn over here. So I will introduce these 15 acupuncture points. Starting from the front, where the hairline is, there's this one called shenting. You can put pressure on the shenting to relieve symptoms of insomnia, nose discomfort, and headaches. It is located right on the top of our forehead, next to the hairline. Moving on top about 10 centimeters, that will be the chonghui spot. So as we said, when we move up from the shenting, this is where the conghui spot is. Right in front of the conghui, it is called qianding. Right behind the qianding would be the baihui spot. After the baihui, it is the holding. This will be the first meridian. So after that, we'll look at qianding, which is the first acupuncture point on our forehead. On both sides of the shenting, about 10 centimeters away, it is our qi-cha spot. Same with the other meridian, with the qi-cha, it also helps with headaches, along with discomfort of the eyes and the ears. 10 centimeters lower from the qi-cha is our han-yin. Same with the qi-cha, this will also relieve the pressure of the eyes, the ears, and the nose, and it is called han-yin. Further down, at a 15-degree angle, right about on top of your ear, about a finger's width. This is where we would call the jiao sun spot. By massaging the jiao sun, it improves discomfort in eyes, ears, headaches, and also helps with hair loss problems. Next, in the very front of our ear, this is called he liao. He liao is also the closest to our eyes and our ears. Therefore, it is good for relieving discomfort in the eyes and the ears. It also helps with headaches. Next, going along the ear, going to the bottom of the ear, this is the yifeng spot. It is right here where I'm pressing right now. When you press on this point, it helps with headache, with our ears, and it also helps eliminate fatigue. If you're often very stressed out, you should press on the yifeng spot more often. Also, if you have cold hands and feet and you want better blood circulation, pressing and massaging the yifeng bit will also help. So we are going to review it one more time. The first one up here is the shenting on the forehead. 10 centimeters from shenting will be the chonghui. Moving further back from chonghui will be the qianding. Moving further backward from qianding would be baihui. Further back from baihui is houding. This is the first line. So as you can see from the location, this one has a lot to do with our eyes, our headache, and also our nose. Then, starting with the shenting, if you move about 10 centimeters to the right, it would be the chuchang, and then hanye. Then, about a finger's width on top of our ear would be jiaosun, and then you move it forward to the very front of the ear. This is the he liao. The very bottom of the ear is called yifeng. Then we're going to talk about their functions. For shenting, it helps soothe insomnia, your nose discomfort, and headache. 10 centimeters up, we get to chonghui. This is also working on headache, and also it helps with hair loss. Moving forward, it will be qianding, and it helps relieve our nose and our ear. It also helps with headache. Then we can look at the baihui. Baihui is the most important gate to our entire head. Then, when we press on this one, it helps with autonomic disorders, also with headache and dizziness. Also, insomnia, hair loss, and hemorrhoid. So, 10 centimeters to the right of shenting will be chuchang. Chuchang works with our nose, our headache, and our discomfort of our eyes. If you have nervous pains, then you should press on the chuchang more often. 10 centimeters down from chuchang is our hanyan. Hanyan also works with our headache, eyes, and ears. Further down, on top of our ear, about a finger's width, is jiaosun. Jiaosun improves our eyes, ears, headache, and hair loss problems. The very front of the ear is called he liao. He liao also deals with our eyes, our ears, and our headache. These are all the acupuncture points on top of our head and close to our ear. And the next one is yifeng. Yifeng helps with headache, ears, and also general discomfort with bad blood circulation. You will press on the yifeng. Next, we're going to talk about the acupuncture points on our neck. There are a few acupuncture points on the neck. As you can see, dazhui is right here. We're going to talk about the one that is right on the top of your neck. This is what we call the feng fu spot. Right under feng fu is what we call yamen. Starting from there, going onto both sides, this is called the feng chi. Going lower from feng chi is tianzhu. Going further left or right from the feng chi is our wengu. Lower than that will be the tianyou. We will repeat one more time. First of all, the indent over here on the top is called feng fu. Going lower, in between the feng fu and dazhui, is called yamen. Going to both sides, it would be feng chi. Going further down, parallel from the yamen, is what we call tianzhu. Extending further left and right from the feng chi is the wengu. Going lower and extending from where we see tianzhu is what we call tianyou.
托的最上端的一直的地方就是我们的角孙，角孙地方是改善我们的眼睛、耳朵、头痛跟掉发的问题，就是在所谓的角孙。那我们刚刚讲的耳朵的最前端的地方就是所谓颌了，颌了一样改善我们的眼睛、耳朵跟头痛的问题。好，那以上这边就是在我们的整个头顶跟我们的耳朵周遭的一个穴位，还有刚刚所谓的翳风，翳风一样改善我们的头痛，还有我们的耳朵的不舒服，跟全身的一个手脚冰冷的气血循环，还有消除我们的压力，就是在于翳风。好，那这个前面这一段跟我们的耳朵的穴位已经走完，接下来我们要到我们的脖子。那脖子的部分就是我往后。脖子的部分有几个穴位哈，我先介绍穴位的部分。第一个这边是我们整个脖子最上顶的地方，刚刚讲的大椎在这里，我们头低下去凸的地方下面就是我们的大椎穴，然后这个地方我们的整个头，大家可以按按看，往下顶的地方有个穴位，这叫做所谓的风府穴。风府穴下面就是所谓的哑门，然后再往两侧的地方，就是我们的风池穴。风池穴再往下是天柱穴，然后在整个风池再横的往右边，往左右边的话就是我们的腕骨穴，然后下面就是天游穴。好，这些穴位我再重复一遍哈。第一个，我们头顶的这个凹的地方叫做所谓的风府穴，风府穴再往下的地方就是在我们大椎跟风府穴的中间就叫所谓的哑门穴。好，然后再有两侧地方就是我们的风池穴。好，然后风池穴的部分，然后在风池穴的向下的地方就是跟我们的哑门平行的地方，好，就是我们的所谓的天柱。好，然后所谓的风池再往左右延伸的地方就是我们的腕骨穴。那腕骨穴再往下的地方跟我们刚刚天柱在往左右
These are the 6 different acupuncture points up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the top of the feng chi, it relieves headaches, ear discomfort, nose discomfort, and soreness in your shoulder and neck. The next one will be feng fu in the middle. When the feng fu plays, it improves discomfort in your nose, it regulates blood pressure, and it dissipates coldness and refreshes spirits if you're constantly drowsy. Tianzhu is right below feng fu. So, to improve discomfort in nose and eyes, relieve soreness in your shoulder and neck, and stabilize your blood pressure, we can press the Tianzhu. So, on both sides of feng fu, it is a feng zhi, and we talked about it regarding headache, ears, and eyes. From feng zhi going lower, it would be tianzhu. Tianzhu works on our nose, our eyes, our shoulder and neck pain, and also our blood pressure. Feng fu going on both sides is called wengu. When we work with wengu, it is also for your headache, shoulder and neck pain, and blood circulation. So also at the bai hui, which is a door to our entire head. From your bai hui all the way to the right a little bit, further down there's a little indent. It's called tong tian. What is tong tian for? You can try pressing on it. It'll be a little bit tender, and you can press on it. It helps with hair loss problem. So these are the 15 most well-known acupuncture points. So you can work on it based on your own situation of your nose, your ears, or your tiredness of your eyes, even for autonomous problems, and you can press on these spots more often. Now, if you can look at here, I have written numbers on the top of the head. So let's review this. The first one is bai hui. It is right in between of our two ears in the center. This is the bai hui. This is the door to our body. Number 2 is our chengmen. The number 2 is chengmen, and in front of it is shenting. So if you do from the front to the back, it would be shenting, chengmen, and bai hui. Number 13 would be holding. Next to shunting for about 10 centimeters, it's 取差. Further right, about 10 centimeters, you can see where number 5 is 含延. Going back from 含延, on top of the ear, about a finger's width, is 角孙. Around the ear, on the very front of the ear, it is called 颌寮. Going down, on the very bottom of the ear, is the 翼缝. So this covers our entire forehead and our ears. Then we can look at the back. So we talked about when we bend our head lower, there's a little spot that will be protruding out. The end down here all the way on the bottom is what we call 大椎. Going up where the nape of the neck is, it's called 风府. Right under 风府is 衙门. On both sides of the 风府is the 风池. On both left and right side. Right underneath 风池is 天柱. On both sides, left and right sides of 风池is our 腕骨. So this is all the acupuncture pressure points on our head. Also, we talked about on both sides of our 百会, about 10 centimeters, is called 通天. So on the entire meridian of the top of your head, along with the acupuncture pressure points, first one is 神经, and then 聪慧, and then 百会, and then toward 后顶. This is what we would call the due meridian. Going along the due meridian, you'll go to the 风府 and the 衙门. So going along this entire line will be the due meridian. We also mentioned about 10 minutes away from our shunting, on the side is 取差. 取差, going from front to the back, is what we would call the bladder meridian. It would pass 通天, going all the way back to 风池 and then 天柱. And you will end up on both sides of 大椎, and this is where the bladder meridian is. And then the third one being what we called 含延 just now. And then from 含延, 角孙, 颌窑 to 翼缝, this entire line follows along what we call the 三角 meridian. So we're going to review one more time from 神经, 后顶, 百会, and 后顶, going all the way back to 风府 and 衙门. This will be the due meridian. And then it will follow down to where 大椎 is, all the way back down to our tailbone. The second one will be the 取差 next to 神经. 取差, going all the way back to 通天, to 风池 and 天柱. This follows a line along both sides of 大椎, which is the bladder meridian. And then next, we will talk about 含延, which is where the 三角 meridian is, which is 含延, 角孙, 颌寮, going all the way down to 翼缝. The 三角 meridian has to do with our sleep quality, and this covers our entire head. Now that we've known everything about the head, we're going to talk about the shoulder and the neck, which there are 3 main points that we're going to talk about. Bending your head forward, and there is a little bit of a indent right there. It is where we call the 大椎. This is where the tip of the shoulder is. So going from 大椎 to the side of the shoulder, where the tip of the shoulder is. In the middle right here, it is called the 肩颈. This is how you approximate the location. Then you go downwards and to these 2 points, which is the side of the scapula, on the outside. On the side, right where the scapula is where we call the 肩胛, also known as 膏肓. So the 膏肓is right in the middle of the scapula. This is where the 肩颈 is, and this is where 大椎 is. This is our introduction to all the acupuncture pressure points of our head, our shoulder, and our neck.
好，接下来是我们的三焦经在哪里呢？刚刚有提到所谓的我们的含咽、角孙，好，然后这边是颌寮， 再走耳朵的下方到所谓的翳风穴，好，这边走的整条，我们走的叫做所谓的三焦经，好，跟睡眠品质有关系。好，这边就是我们整个头部的一个穴位的部分。好，那我们现在呢，知道头部之后呢，我们顺便先带一下我们的肩颈。刚刚提到肩颈有3个穴位哈，刚头，我们头低下去，好，这边有个凸的地方的下方有个凹陷处，就是我们的大椎穴，然后这走的就是所谓的大椎。好，那我们刚刚提到说，在整个大椎跟我们的整个肩颈的整个外侧的地方，跟大椎，这边叫做肩峰，就是我们这边有个硬硬的地方，骨头就是肩峰，到大椎的中间地方就叫我们的所谓的肩颈穴，这样子你的位置大概就是这样子去做所谓的一个大约大概跟大家说明一下。好，然后我们再往下走，这2个就是所谓的我们的肩胛骨的外侧，好，整个肩胛骨的中间点就是我们的肩胛穴、肩胛穴膏肓穴，所谓膏肓穴。好，所以整个肩胛骨的中间地方就是我们的膏肓穴，然后这边就是我们的肩颈穴，这边大椎穴。好，所以这是我们的整个肩颈的一个穴位的部分。好，那以上是我们的头部跟我们的整个肩颈的一个穴位的一个介绍。好，那我们接下来就带来所谓的
Next, we will demonstrate it hands-on.